Hi, Elsie. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm just going to be substituting for today. So let me get everybody in here and then we will get started. And I'm sorry, I'm just a couple minutes late. Nina, how are you today? You're muted, but I can see.
My name's not Nina.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Benjamin.
One more time.
Benjamin.
Benjamin?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to make a note. Do you mind if I change your name?
Sure.
Okay. Do you spell it? I'm gonna put you as Ben because I'm just gonna do that faster. Jeremy, how are you today?
Doing good.
Good. Okay. And then Alvin, how about you? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good to hear. Okay. So I'm substituting just for today. So I don't think you will see me. Well, maybe not never again, but probably not again anytime soon. I'll just quickly introduce myself. My name's Allison. I am I'm one of ivyGoal's tutors, but I also work with the administrative, so do a bunch of different stuff. Your teacher, Marguerite, is going back to her master's program, so she is not gonna be able to do this class on Wednesday, and we're gonna have a new teacher next week at the new time, getting started. So just for today, you're stuck with me. Can I ask you guys a quick question if anybody can help? How many students usually come to this class? Is it just you four?
I think
there's usually like
Five.
one more, maybe one
Yeah.
more.
There are usually way more, really?
One
one
more.
more.
One more. Okay, I was like, how many more could there be? Okay, cool. And do you know the name of the student who usually comes?
Was it Sophie?
Sophie? Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your help. And let me just double check where you are in your lesson, and then we'll keep going. I have not had a break today between my classes, so I just got to double check where you are. Okay. Okay, it looks like you are on unit 3. Does that sound right?
Pretty much.
I think so, yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, good enough. We'll do unit 3. And thanks for your help.
等会儿也有3个不同的老师了，他说下节课还要有一个不同的啊。
你就每天是老师大变身。I think you forgot to mute yourself, Alvin. But thank you for the Chinese lesson. All right. Unit 3. Hello. Okay, here we go. So have you already completed? Get out of here. Have you already completed any of these ones? I'm thinking you did A and B already. Is that right?
Yeah, but I don't think we've ever done anything related to Yosemite.
Cool, then let's start right there. And what do you know about Yosemite?
It's a national park. I think it's somewhere, and
Somewhere.
and it's awesome. And we were planning to go there, but due to COVID, we couldn't.
Oh, it's outside. It's too bad you couldn't go.
Isn't it like the north of the Bay Area?
It's kind of east, actually. Here, let's look at it. We can see it on the map real quick.
Maybe
So
like
if you've been there and you live in the Bay Area, it's probably a few hours drive. And let's see, map. Here it is. So in California, it's right here. Like I said, it's a little bit east of the Bay. So there's San Francisco, where I bet some of you might live. And actually, I'm over here by Sacramento. So I'm like an hour away from you. And it's probably a similar distance for us to go. And Yosemite, like, I think it was, who was introducing it? Was that Alvin or Jeremy? I don't know who was talking because I'm still getting to know everybody. But it has all kinds of beautiful, interesting things to see. Waterfalls, mountains, bears. A lot of bears. You got to watch out for bears in Yosemite. I remember when I was there with my family, we had a bunch of stickers that we bought that said "Speeding kills bears," because I guess people sometimes accidentally hit the bears with their car. So we're going to do this reading out loud. And it looks like there are 4 paragraphs, which is perfect because there are 4 of you. So who wants to read the first paragraph? All right, go ahead, Alvin.
Yosemite National Park is a famous national park in California that reaches across the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Yosemite is internationally recognized for its spectacular upright granite cliffs, giant sequoia groves, flowing cascades, beautiful lakes, and clear streams. There's also a great diversity of plant life in Yosemite, which includes oak, fir, and pine trees, and a variety of wildflowers which grow seasonally. The fauna in Yosemite consists of black bears, coyotes, otters, foxes, and many more. Fauna is just animals.
What was that?
Fauna means animals and flora means plants.
Yeah, thank you. That was going to be my next question. You stole my question, but I appreciate that. Yeah, flora means plants like flowers, and fauna is about living creatures like animals. So of these, black bears, coyotes, otters, and foxes, coyotes kind of look like little tiny dog wolf things. They're cute, but then they're kind of scary. Otters, adorable, live in the water. And foxes, my personal favorite. What's one thing that Yosemite is famous for? Excuse me, I'm not spitting it. Who can tell me one thing that Yosemite is known well for? Yes, Alvin. Do you need to unmute?
Oh, Yosemite Park is famous because of its upright granite cliffs, giant sequoia trees, flowing cascades, beautiful lakes, and clear streams.
You just read all of them. You just read them all. Yeah, I would say it's famous for its landscape. It might be an easy way to summarize it. Good, nice reading. Let's have another person read next. And I know this thing is timed, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. Jeremy, can you read the next paragraph for us?
Visiting Yosemite National Park requires proper preparation and equipment prior to your visit. There are several different trails that are suitable for people of varying skill levels. Some trails are best for a casual stroll, others require great experience and ability, some of which will require a considerable amount of stamina to complete. The current status and condition of each trail is noted in the visiting center for each trail. It is recommended that each guest browses the visiting center prior to beginning your day at the park to verify which trails are best suited for your party.
Good. All right. So I have a quick question, Jeremy. When they say party here, what does that mean?
It's
Is
like
it
your group.
a group,
usually,
yeah, not like we're having a party. It's
Yeah.
a group. And then let's look at some of the other vocabulary words in here. What does it mean for something to happen prior to something else? Benjamin, oh, Jeremy already raised his hand. Jeremy?
It's like before.
It's exactly like before. Very good. What's the difference between a casual stroll and a formal stroll? What do you think? Go ahead, Alvin.
A casual stroll is basically you're going around and just pretty much just not really serious, just going around, walking randomly.
Just la-di-da, wandering about. Yes, good.
Formal stroll is like you're going really seriously and you're like really paying attention to the stuff around you and taking a whole lot of pictures because you're really serious about this.
Yeah, that actually, I like that. I would say there's no such thing as a formal stroll because a stroll is always casual. But I was imagining, well, maybe if you got married, you're walking slowly and it's formal because it's a wedding. But other than that, I think most strolls are going to be casual. Good. I think the rest of this, except for maybe the word verify, what does this verb mean? Anybody? Yes, Alvin.
So we're talking verify, right? So basically to like confirm.
Exactly like that, to make sure it's true. And a good thing to learn about English is that English uses Latin roots. So this Latin root, ver, appears in words that have to do with truth or correctness. And in other languages, like if any of you have ever studied Spanish, French, Italian, a lot of those languages use this ver to mean truth as well. Okay, let's do another paragraph. And this one, I will ask Benjamin to please read out loud for us.
Moment of truth. Okay. If hiking does not interest you, there are many other activities to partake in, such as rock climbing. Whoa, exciting! With all the geographical features, there are many areas to rock climb, safe. However, if you are just a beginner, you can take a class which is offered by numerous groups. Biking is also offered at Yosemite, with over 12 miles of paved road in Yosemite Valley. Each person can explore the park at their own leisurely pace. Yay! And bike rentals are offered, so there's no need to bring your own or purchase your own bike. Why do you not have one? Anyway, if these activities don't interest you, Yosemite also offers activities such as fishing, gold panning, horseback riding, and rafting.
Very good. Nice work, Ben. And you did it even with background music. Beautiful piano playing to whoever that was.
What's ironic is that it stopped just as I finished.
I almost was going to say, you know what, we can come back to you, but you were on a roll. I wasn't going to interrupt you. So I have a quick question. What is gold panning? Anybody know?
It's like grabbing a plate, sticking it in the river, and then hope gold comes up with it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Has anyone ever tried it before?
It's the gold rush stuff the 49ers do.
Yeah, exactly. I think when I was in elementary school, I grew up in California, and I remember doing this on a field trip. We went to a river somewhere and we found it, and some person got a little tiny piece of gold. It's pretty cool. All right. So last paragraph I have saved for Elsie. Can you please read this one?
Yosemite is a unique
experience.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I didn't hear you for a second. Can you start from this word again? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was connecting to my AirPod. Experience with nature here. You will not find lavish resort that pamper guests, rather the consolidated 7 square mile area known as Yosemite Valley. Yosemite Valley has been tempered with by humans despite the nearly 4 million people that visit the park each year. This is all thanks to the park's conservation effort. This include habitat restoration.
Let's try this one again. First word is habitat.
Habitat
restoration.
Wildlife protection and scientific resource. These programs helps preserve and protect Yosemite natural wonders and allow the ecosystem to
thrive. Good. Keep going.
What was that word again?
Here, let me type it out so it's a bit more phonetic. It sounds like Try it again. Yosemite.
Yosemite Natural Park to get away from the everyday hustle and bustle of city lives and to enjoy a more serene experience.
Good, nice reading, Elsie. Let's go over some of the words here because this Elsie's paragraph is like packed with new vocabulary words. Let's start with lavish. Anybody already know what this word means or want to take a guess? Go ahead, Benjamin.
All right, behold my beautiful. Yes. So, like luxurious. I don't know.
Luxurious. I'll take it. That's perfect.
Ta-da!
Yeah, and it sounds like it's over the top. It's extra. There's just all kinds of things. You don't really need it, but it's nice. It's like you feel fancy. So a resort is also a fancy place because it's like a hotel that also has a swimming pool and a restaurant and all kinds of other stuff. All right, how about the word pamper? I want to ask Jeremy, what do you think the verb pamper means in this sentence?
Basically pamper is like kind of like spoiling guests, maybe.
Yep. So they say, does Yosemite pamper its guests?
It says no. You
It
will
says
not
no.
find.
Yeah, you won't find that. It's
Yeah.
not a resort. Most time when people come to Yosemite, how do they stay there? Anybody know?
I think they either go into like someone's like sometimes there's like houses there and then people can rent it out or they either go camping or sleep in an RV, depends.
I think you might have gotten all of them. There's a cabin, camping, RV. Did we miss any? I think those are all the ways. When I went there, we went camping, but we stayed in a place called Tuolumne Meadows, which is like a little outside of Yosemite because Yosemite is super popular and people will wait 2 years to get the campsite there. So we stayed a little bit outside and Tuolumne Meadows was full of mosquitoes. I think I counted, it was like constellations of mosquito bites. I had at least 40 or 50 and they were very big, aggressive mosquitoes. So I had a good trip, but a lot of souvenir mosquito bites. Let's look at this word consolidated. I think this might be a new word for some of you. Maybe not everyone though. Does somebody think they know what consolidated means? Yes, Alvin?
Like complete
total 7 square mile area. Yeah, and I think when you said total, I think that's great, a great way of thinking about it. Consolidate means compact or contain inside. So here they're saying there's a 7 square mile area. It's not inside of that. Over here, there's tamper, which rhymes with pamper, but does not mean the same thing. Elsie, what do you think tamper means in this sentence? Is it a good thing? Elsie, do you mind? Oh, there you are. So what do you think?
Maybe not.
No, it's definitely not a good thing. Because what do humans usually do to nature?
Destroy it.
They destroy it. Yeah. So to tamper is not quite as bad as destroy. It sounds like you're like messing with something and you're making it confusing or bad or ruined somehow, but not necessarily all at once. It's like little by little messing with it. This word conservation, you might already know the verb conserve. So what does it mean to conserve something? What does conserve mean? Oh, did I find a word that nobody knows? How exciting. Okay, Alvin, what do you think?
Like save it.
Exactly like that. Exactly. So conservation efforts are trying to save the nature, the natural beauty of the park, the animals, the plants, what have it. I used to work at a state park a few years ago before COVID. And then COVID made the park close and now here I am teaching. But when I worked at the park, I did a lot of conservation training to try to teach people how to take care of nature, take care of animals and plants. And most of conservation is just understanding what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So what's one thing that people should do to help conserve Yosemite? What are some ideas of how we can conserve it? Jeremy?
Maybe stick on the trails.
Yes, that's the number one thing I was always trying to teach people. Stay on the trail because you don't know what's out there. And we want you on the trail to keep you safe. What's another way that we can help conserve a natural environment? Alvin, what do you think? You muted yourself. You were unmuted and then you remuted.
Ooh. We can try to like,
we said stay on the trail. That's great. And what else can we do to keep Yosemite beautiful?
not litter.
Yes, I agree. So not literally tampering with the environment by throwing trash everywhere. Benjamin, do you prefer Ben or Benjamin?
All works.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to call you Ben since it's shorter. Ben, what do you think?
Try not to chainsaw every single living thing you see.
Yeah, probably don't want to chainsaw everything you see. Although when I was working in conservation, I actually learned how to use a chainsaw because some of the trees in the park where I worked are invasive. Does anybody know what invasive means? Yes, what does it mean?
Basically, it's just it's a species of, it's like a type of species. So you have like native trees and invasive trees. So basically, native trees are those trees that like they were just there 100,000 years ago and they are always there. But invasive trees, they basically like they came pretty recently, either because somehow the seas maybe like took a ship and got to that place from a different continent, or maybe they just somehow like got over here. Anyway, this isn't a native habitat, and they're starting to steal the nutrients from the soil from other trees.
Exactly right. Very nice definition. See, you could work in conservation. The invasive species usually come because the environment was tampered with by humans. Maybe like, for example, the place where I was working, a lot of the plants, they're very beautiful. So people brought them because they thought they're beautiful, but then they're also really, really good at surviving. So they wiped out all the other plants and took over. So that's why I had to learn how to use a chainsaw. But I would not use a chainsaw on the native tree. I would use a chainsaw on the bad tree. I have to say though, using a chainsaw is a little bit scary. This word right here, thrive, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let me ask, Alvin, you've had a lot of chances. Let me ask Elsie this time. Thrive, what do you think, or thrive, Elsie, what do you think about the word thrive? What does this mean? We can start with, is it good or bad?
Maybe good.
Yeah, definitely good. It says the ecosystem to thrive. Jeremy, what do you know about this word?
I think it's to grow, like in a good way.
Yeah, not only grow, but succeed.
Develop.
Yeah, succeed in growth. It's doing great. And the last word I want to ask about is serene. Anybody think they know what this is about? Serene. Okay, well, this gives me a chance to do what I've wanted to do this whole time anyway. And Alvin, I can see your hand, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I love using the thesaurus when I'm learning words because I can learn a bunch of words at the same time. So we can put a word in here, and then we get all of these synonyms for the words. And the ones in red are closer to the meaning, and the ones in yellow are related, but not as close. Also, there are sometimes really weird, funny things in here, like cool as a cucumber. So serene basically means, what would you say, Alvin? What's the word you would choose?
Peaceful.
I agree. That's exactly the word I would have used too. Peaceful or maybe tranquil, both match up with serene for me. Although I will remember cool as a cucumber. It's another interesting choice. All right, so does anybody have any questions about the reading, what it was about? Anything we can quickly go over? Okay, cool. I think in that case, we're going to go ahead and answer some questions. So let's start with I think I'll go with Jeremy first. Jeremy, can you please pick one word or sentence to describe the story best?
Give me a moment.
Of course.
I think the first one, Yosemite National Park, is a famous national park in California that reaches across the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
Yeah, it's kind of the only one that makes sense too. So good choice. And I mean, when we're trying to say best describe and summarize, we want something that's going to cover the whole idea. So this one, visiting it requires proper preparation. Well, yeah, that's true, but it doesn't cover the whole idea. All right, next one, let's have Alvin. What is one thing the author states that Yosemite is internationally recognized for?
It's granite cliffs.
Yes, absolutely. But what about here?
Oh, giant sequoia grove.
Giant sequoia groves. Yeah, let's check out what sequoias look like. Does anybody know what they are? Yes?
Trees.
They are big, huge redwood trees. Jeremy, you knew it too. And I'm not sure if everyone here is in California, but fun fact about California, it's one of the only places in the whole entire world where redwood trees can grow. They need a very specific, special ecosystem. Yes, Jeremy.
Wait, isn't there this tree down in Sequoia National Park? It starts with a W. I think that's the tallest tree, right?
The tallest?
No,
or
not
the
tallest, like the
oldest?
thickest.
The thickest, the one that
The
starts
radius.
with a W.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yeah,
do know what you're talking
it's a
about.
General Sherman tree.
General Sherman. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, so I think this is one of the most famous trees. There it is.
It's like the in radius. It's like the thickest tree, or in diameter.
A big tree. Did you go
Yep.
and see it in person?
Yeah, went to Sequoia like
nice.
a
I don't
couple
know if
months
I've
ago.
been there. I haven't been to the redwoods for a lot of years. I was living in Hawaii before
I think it's like, yeah, I don't know. I forgot where it is, but I feel like it's like on, let's say, north of San Francisco.
definitely around there.
Yeah,
I
think
I want
so.
to know, but I'm not sure. Good point though. Yes, General Sherman, very famous tree. Let's have Elsie. Where can one who is visiting the park check the current status of a specific trail? And let me know if you want to check again.
Yeah, can I check it again?
Sure. And before I go and show you, I want to point out something with this. So this is the word app. And I think whoever wrote this, maybe their first language was Chinese, because a lot of times in Chinese, people say APP instead of app. But I'm going to show you why it should be app. So app comes from the word application. It's called an abbreviation. It's when we take a long word and make it short because we're lazy. Just like refrigerator becomes fridge. It is not an acronym where it stands for 3 different things. Like, for example, New York City stands for, or NYC stands for New York City. So I just want to be clear about this. It is short for application and it should be app. All right, now going up to the top, and Elsie, again, it's about checking the status of a trail. I believe it is in the second paragraph. Yeah. So take a look here, Elsie. Do you think you see the answer? Elsie?
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. Okay. I'm thinking,
Like maybe yeah.
all right, we're going back to the question. What do you think? Elsie?
maybe the website.
Let's try again. Take a look here. I'm going to read the sentence out loud, okay? The current status and condition of each trail is noted in the visiting center.
The visiting center.
Yes, at the visiting center. Got it. Okay, next one is for Benjamin. Ben, what is the consolidated 7 square miles called?
Yosemite Valley?
Yes, that's right. The whole big thing is called Yosemite Valley. And what's a valley, Ben?
It's like a valley, but like
So what's a valley?
it's like this thing, right? And then
It's a thing.
it's like the 7 squares or seven. Okay, no, that's not like an explanation. It's like
It's
it's
shaped
like
like
this,
this.
like it's yeah. Okay, that's probably a better way to put it. Like it's like
Yeah.
cliff thing, and then
It's-
it's like
It's
like
the
thing.
opposite of a mountain. It's a valley.
That's
so-
a much better. That's a much better explanation than whatever I was saying. Okay.
Well, I mean, you were getting there. It's a thing that's like a thing. It's like this thing. All right, nice
All right.
job. Last question. Who wants to answer? Which of the following is true according to the author?
That park is dangerous. Okay.
Well, I mean, there are bears, but I went there and the bears didn't attack me. Although I saw a baby bear and I was scared because when you see a baby bear, that means the mama bear is nearby. You got to get out of there. Anybody think they know this one? Let's eliminate the answers that are not correct. Do you guys think that guests like to pamper themselves at the park? They like to take a bubble bath?
Probably not.
No, probably not, because it's not a 5-star hotel. It's camping. The park can be very dangerous. See, this is the word to me. I think we can eliminate this answer because maybe it has some danger, but it's not like, you're going to a volcano or something. Very few people visit each year. Is this true?
So something like 400 million people.
Yeah, it said millions of people are going there. And when I was there, it was definitely a bit crowded. It's very popular. So that leaves us with the park has remained untouched over the years. And that's, I just saw that somebody wrote a party
Relatively
of
true.
pomegranates in the chat. I didn't see it until just now. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so over here, they're talking about the park has been minimally tampered with by humans, even though 4 million people go. And that's because people work very hard to keep the park safe. And from a person, I didn't work at Yosemite, but I did work at the most popular tourist park in Hawaii. We had about 6,000 people come every day. If you want to keep your park looking beautiful, you just tell people, stay on the trail, don't throw trash on the ground, and don't bother the flora, the plants, and the fauna animals. Nice job, everybody. Okay, so now we're done with that. I'm thinking maybe we'll do this vocab intro. Let's do it. All right, cool, some vocabulary. Very nice. Oh, these are some of the words we just learned. So first one, pamper. Who can tell me what part of speech this is? Yes, Alvin.
Verb, because there's a to.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. That's right. It's a verb because the definition has to in front of it. So that always is going to be a verb. Alvin, could you try using it in a sentence?
Parents shouldn't pamper their babies too much.
Very nice. And I have to respect someone that can come up with a sentence that quickly because I do it all day and it is harder than it looks. It's like, think of a sentence and your brain just shuts down. So nice job with that. Next word is status. Ben, what part of speech is this?
I don't think it's a verb.
Not a verb.
Or a noun for that matter.
Well, let's
maybe
think
I'm
about
wrong.
that for a second. If I say, what's your status? It's a thing, right?
That's the thing.
So
Oh,
then it would be
a noun. Okay.
noun. Yes, it is what's called an abstract noun. Jeremy, were you going to say it was a noun?
Yeah, I was gonna say so now.
Perfect. Well, you were on the right track then. So, Ben, why don't you give us a little example sentence with the word status?
My status is very high.
Okay. Well, you're also pretty confident, so that's good, I guess. Okay, next word is upright. Let's ask Elsie, what part of speech do you think this is? Could it be a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb?
Maybe an adjective.
It's exactly an adjective. Can you try making a sentence with it? It can be a super short sentence. Or it could be super long, up to you. Maybe you can think of a thing that stands upright.
The trees upright.
That's exactly the same. You like read my mind. Very good. Okay, and then this one I'm gonna ask who I have not asked, Jeremy. Jeremy, verify part of speech. Jeremy.
I think it's a hold on. Let me think about it. Is it a verb?
It is a verb, because just like Alvin said, if the definition has to, that means it's always a verb because it's about an action, to do something. Can you please use it in a sentence? Jeremy.
Can you say that again?
Can you please use verify in a sentence?
The website asks you to verify your age.
Very nice. I won't ask what kind of website. Good sentence. And like I said, thinking of a sentence like that is a skill that you can work on for a long time and still struggle with. So I can respect it when people are good at it. All right, we're going to keep going. More words. Hooray. Next one, lavish. Alvin, tell us what part of speech it is.
Verb.
Well, I'd have to say I lavish attention onto someone, which is a verb, but I think this definition, it's not being used as a verb.
Adjective.
Yeah, so it can be a verb, but here, because it doesn't say to, it's probably not, it's an adjective. Can you use it as an adjective in a sentence?
The savior was invited by the king to a lavish banquet.
Wow, you just came up with this? It sounds like the beginning of a story or something. Very nice. Okay, next is consolidate, and I would like for Jeremy to please tell us the part of speech.
Okay, so that's another verb, I believe.
It is definitely another verb. Please use it in a sentence for us.
Consolidate.
It's kind of like put everything together.
Yeah. They
Almost
put
like
they
gather.
consolidated all the trash into one pile.
Nice. That's a great example. All right, next one. I would like for Ben. Tamper, part of speech.
Tamper. A verb?
Yes, it's a verb. Now, please use it in a sentence.
The park ranger advised all visitors to not tamper with the affairs of the universe.
Good. I'm going to change it just a little bit, not to tamper with the affairs of animals. I like that. It's like the animal's business. Maybe the animals are running their own business and we don't even know about it. Okay, Elsie, can you try telling us what prior's part of speech is? Now, I'm going to say it's not a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. It's a different part of speech.
It's not an adjective.
It can be an adjective. This one's a bit tricky. It can be an adjective, but it functions a little bit like a preposition because usually you see it with the word to, which is a preposition. So it kind of like joins together and they become a little preposition team. Can you try using it in a sentence?
Like he was prior.
He was prior what? Because he was prior, we can't. This is why I'm saying it doesn't quite work as an adjective.
Is it a noun?
It's a preposition. Let me show you an example. That might help. Prior to this class, I taught 6 other classes today, and I have 1 more after this one. True story. Unfortunately, it's been a very busy day. You want to try again, Elsie?
Yeah, sure. Prior, I was awake. I was sleeping.
So usually prior pops up with to, which is why I would just say it's safer to call it a preposition because that's how it behaves. In this case, it's also functioning as a preposition. I guess maybe you could call it an adverb. This is a tricky one. Prior to being awake, I was asleep. I'm gonna, I think, stop us there for today because we're pretty much out of time. We were able to get to most of the words. For homework, guess what? I'm giving you the thing we just practiced. So you're gonna do the vocab intro that we just practiced as your homework. And then, I don't know, how much homework does Marguerite usually give you? Does she give you like the whole unit? Yes, Jeremy.
I believe because the first month is free, so like she's not exactly sure who's gonna continue or not. So she hasn't given us homework last week either. So
gotcha. Okay, cool. And that's actually my fault because I told her I would talk to her about it and then I didn't like 100 times because I've been busy. So I'm gonna say for you guys, this is a trial class, which means that we aren't gonna be grading your homework. But that doesn't mean that you can't practice what you learn in class. So I would say go ahead and do this one for homework. And then the teacher that you're going to have next time, I am going to have a meeting with before your next class. So I will let her know what we talked about and hopefully get her ready for whatever homework situation we're going to be doing. It was so nice to meet everybody today. I really liked teaching all of you. Again, my name is Allison, and I'll probably see you like someday. I just don't know when. So have a good night, and hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Bye, everybody.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.